Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Clara Z and I do videos on luxury handbags and fashion items. So today I have been tagged by the wonderful Cat L to talk about some of my 2020 resolutions, especially when it comes to luxury items. Now, as some of you may know, I do already have a pretty good collection of fashion and luxury items. So I'm going to start off with bags. Now I feel I do have a lot of bags in a lot of different categories to meet a lot of different needs, and so I'm trying to cull down on the number of bags I actually own and use because I tend to gravitate towards the same bags over and over again. I don't know if you also do that. However, I try not to change in and out of bags too many times because sometimes I may be using certain things for work and I might put things in there that I may need for work. And if I switch in and out of bags, sometimes it's like, okay, I think I lost the receipt or I lost an item that I may need for work. So I try not to switch in and out of bags too many times, and hence I don't feel that I need so many bags for the same purposes, if it does make sense. However, having said that, I am a handbag lover, and so if there are things that I see, it's not to say that I won't buy at all. What I'm going to try to do is to restrict the number of my handbags that I would consider to add in the coming year, and I'm going to make it one bag per quarter, hopefully. And I don't know if I'll be able to stick to this, but having said that, because I do already have a very gorgeous collection that I'm quite happy with, and I don't have too many bags on the radar, and so I'm kind of hoping that I can stick to the 4 bags or 1 bag per quarter. So another idea that I really liked that Cat L talked about in her video, which I'll put the link to her video below, is that like her, I must have around 20 bags and a lot of them go unloved. And so even though I don't like to switch in and out of my bags too often, what I will try to do is maybe try to rotate some of my bags a bit more, maybe to rotate them, maybe not on a weekly basis, but maybe on a monthly basis, and see how I feel about some of these bags that I own. And say, for example, if I use them for a while and I really feel that I just don't use them anymore, or they're not suitable for my lifestyle, then I could consider to get rid of them. Although I don't really have too many bags I want to get rid of at this time. So yeah, so 4 bags and more rotation. So the next item is makeup. And oh gosh, I just went through a purging month about 2 months ago, and I threw out so much makeup, between makeup that has been sitting on my counter for at least over a year and expired, and all the samples I get. What I really realized is that I have collected so many samples and a lot of them really do go unused. So I'm trying to change the way I use samples now. So if I don't need them, I'll just tell them I don't want it or change it to something else. Or if I do get samples, unless they're items I know I will use for sure for travel, I will try to use them straight away, so that they just don't end up sitting in the cabinet or on the counter and they end up going to waste. And I actually threw out so many samples that I just almost felt really bad and guilty because it's not environmentally friendly. It's just hoarding, and I feel that those samples could be put to better use. So whenever I get samples now, I will either use them straight away, or if I know, for example, I do need things like makeup removers for traveling, or shampoo samples when I stay at Airbnb, then those I might stock up. But for any other samples, I'm going to try to avoid taking samples or using them straight away. So another thing she talked about that I really liked is to hit pan. So I'm also going to try to not add any more makeup items unless there is a need. For example, I just finished using up one of my foundations, and so I replaced it. And having said that, I do like makeup. I wouldn't say that I'm a huge makeup lover, but if there's like a special limited edition palette, I think I'll restrict myself to one. To be honest, I have so many palettes and I only have one pair of eyes, one face, and so I can't really get through so much makeup. I tend to use the same things over and over again because I tend to, you know, be in a rush for work, and, you know, doing my hair and my makeup and then ironing my clothes. It just takes a lot of time. So if there's something that I can systemize, or if there are things that I know work for me all the time, I tend to use them over and over again. So for that reason, I don't feel like I need any more makeup. I tend to use the same palettes over and over again, especially if they're similar shades. I don't need, you know, hundreds of different shades in the same neutrals that I tend to use. So for makeup, I think I'm good, but I definitely do not want to buy any more new type of makeup, and maybe just to replace what I have used up and I know that I use on a regular basis, and I'll allow myself one limited edition palette if there's something really special around Christmas or something like that. So those are my thoughts for makeup. And of course, SLGs. I know that Kat mentioned in her video that she's not doing any more SLGs, and to be honest, I do also feel very guilty that I have so many SLGs, and I'm always attracted by the latest color. I don't know if you do that. Maybe I might have a certain SLG and I see it come in a color that I totally love, like for example pink. I'm a huge pink lover. If you've seen my 2019 cruise pink kind of haul, you know I actually went so crazy, and I already have so many pink SLGs that, and other SLGs, that I feel like I really shouldn't buy any more SLGs, and I will really try not to buy an SLG just because of the color, because what happens is I end up with the same SLG in different colors, and to be honest, I really don't need the same SLG in so many different colors unless it's something I use over and over again, and you know, I need to match it with something, but that hardly happens because it's actually inside the bag, and I feel that there are enough beautiful SLGs out there. You really don't need to duplicate it, and there are always so many new SLGs coming out. I really shouldn't duplicate it, and that also goes for bags too. I really don't want to duplicate anything I have anymore. I know Fashionably Amy talked about her 2020 resolutions about not duplicating her bags. Hey girl, I so agree with her, and I'm taking her advice, and I'm also going to do the same thing. No more Gabrielle bags, and no more duplicate SLGs or any other bags or SLGs that will definitely be a duplicate. So those are my thoughts on bags and SLGs. What I am missing this year is maybe an additional coin pouch, because I am using smaller SLGs, and because of that, a lot of the times the coins will tend to fall out, and it really annoys me that, you know, the coins are dirty, and they will either make my SLG dirty, or they will, you know, end up somewhere in the bag. So I do have one coin purse from Louis Vuitton, but I do want to also get a Bastia. So that's the only type of SLG that I really have on the radar, because I just really find it annoying that the coins will either dirty my bag or slip all over the place. I have other kind of small pouches for that, but the Bastia I really want because it's really compact, and I'm already using the Louis Vuitton one to carry some other coins, so I wouldn't mind having another kind of coin pouch to put my coins and also my key. I don't carry a 6-key ring holder just because I only have one key for the house, and I tend to slip that into my coins purse, which is really adequate. And so those are my thoughts on SLG bags and makeup. So another one of my favorite items are jewelry, and you can see here I'm wearing the Chanel earrings that I've recently purchased from this season for 2020 pre-summer Act 1. I really love Chanel earrings, but they are the only costume earrings that I buy. When I was younger, in my 20s and my 30s, I used to buy things from like Tiffany, Thomas Sabot, Links for London, and you know, now that I'm older and I'm getting into fine jewelry, I just don't wear costume jewelry anymore. if you've seen my video about my costume style, you'll see that I actually really regret buying a lot of the costume jewelry I have in the past, just because they don't tend to last as long. Sometimes they oxidize and they're just not, to me, as classic, or they're not as fine jewelry that actually have actual gold, and I feel like I've spent so much money on that. But anyways, having said that, I don't really buy costume jewelry anymore. The only thing I buy is Chanel earrings, and that's because they, to me, are more of a fashion item, and you won't tend to find these really gorgeous fashion type style accessories in the fine jewelry market unless you're spending a lot of money, which I don't have. And so I will stick to my regular fine jewelry and also my costume jewelry. Having said that, I don't really have a lot of fine jewelry that I want to purchase. I tend to wear the same fine jewelry day to day, so I will be wearing my Cartier love bangle with my Just un Clou. I tend to wear my same Trinity ring and my 16 stone ring from Tiffany on a daily basis, and I hardly, if ever, change out to them. I might like wear like a single stone solitary necklace on a daily basis, which I have here, but I don't change out of my jewelry that much, and I like that I can shower and sleep in most of my jewelry, especially my necklace, maybe not my rings and my bracelets, and I don't have to worry about going in the shower and worrying about getting them wet. And like I said, I go to work. I have a job to do. I have 1 hour from the time I get up to do my breakfast, do my hair and makeup, iron, get dressed, and go to work. And so I don't have a lot of extra time to be mixing and matching my jewelry, so I stick to what works for me, what I love, and what I wear daily. And I use the time to maybe pick out my clothes. I'm just, you know, more efficient that way. Maybe you're the type of person who gets up way early in the morning and, you know, you have time to pick and choose and coordinate your wardrobe, but I am in a real rush in the morning, and so I tend to stick to the same jewelry all the time. And the only exception is that sometimes I might add like a quick necklace, like my Chanel pearls or maybe the Chanel earrings. I am trying to wear more of my costume jewelry, so that's also a 2020 resolution, meaning that I should rotate them more like my bags, because I do have acquired a couple of really nice costume jewelry items, especially from Chanel, and I'd like to wear them more because I love them and I pay good money for them, and I really want to get the cost per wear down. So the only fine jewelry item that I think I'm going to purchase this year is likely to be the Cartier Just un Clou ring, either the double or the single one. I do have that on the radar, but other than that, I don't intend to buy any more fine jewelry this year. I already have, you know, a gorgeous collection. I have things from Van Cleef, from Cartier, from Bulgari. I'm really happy with my collection, and first of all, I'm so rushed, and secondly, I only have one neck, two hands. You know, I can't be rotating my jewelry and then my bags and then my clothes. It's just too much, right? So I'd rather use the time to do more meaningful things, like at my work or in my personal life. So I love to dress up. This is a part of me and a part of my lifestyle, but you know, there are only so many things I can do, and I need to prioritize what I want to be spending most of my time on. So anyway, sorry, it's really chatty. So after costume and fine jewelry, I'm going to talk about clothes. So I haven't talked too much about my clothes on this channel. I don't tend to wear fast fashion. I don't think I've really bought any fast fashion in the past 5 years plus maybe. I tend to pay a bit more and have something a bit more high quality because I do have an office job. I tend to wear the same things for work over and over again. So because I work in a pretty warm climate in Hong Kong, I don't tend to wear a lot of jackets and blazers. It's really interesting because younger in my career, everybody's like about the suit and the jacket and the shirt. But actually out here, because a lot of women, and actually there are a lot of women who are in senior roles in Asia, which is another topic, a lot of them actually don't really wear a suit. You know, they might wear a really nice top from a nice label, or a cardigan, or a shirt with pants or skirts with nice shoes and a handbag, but it's not so much blazers. But anyways, I tend to wear the same things, either a one-piece dress, a shirt and pants. I might have a few blazers, but I don't tend to wear them that much. So if some of you are in my Instagram, you'll know that I do have a really nice collection of Chanel jackets. And as much as I love them and as much as I want to wear them, the weather here is just so warm and humid that you wouldn't want to be wearing tweed for maybe 9 out of the 12 months. So I would say no more blazers for me unless it's actually something very thin or something I can get a lot of use of. I am eyeing a Chanel blazer for the upcoming spring summer season, but I need to see again whether, you know, the fabric is actually a bit thinner and to check pricing. I do feel that Chanel ready to wear the pricing has gone exponentially up in the past 2 years, and because of that I have been buying less from brands like Chanel, and instead I'm buying more kind of middle-y priced kind of wear, like say from Victoria Beckham, Vince, Helmut Lang, just to name a few. Or even Theory. So I don't usually generally have my wardrobe planned out. Work-wise, I don't plan to buy any more new clothes unless it's to replace something, and usually it's replaced either because it's torn, broken, or I've gained weight, which is hopefully will not happen. But generally I don't tend to change up my work clothes unless I've gained weight, and that usually happens for things like jeans, things that are staples. I don't generally go out and buy them unless, you know, I've gained weight or lost weight so that they don't fit me anymore. So clothes is a struggle for me because sometimes I will go on to Net-a-Porter, I will go to Shopbop or Matches, or I'll watch YouTube or Instagram and I'll see something that I really like, and I will be influenced by influencers. So I will try to probably watch less influencers in the coming year. There are still some people I will continue to watch because I really like them, but I probably won't be watching YouTube videos where people are doing hauls all the time because they actually influence you to go out and buy more. So I'm culling down on the number of YouTube videos I watch. I am culling down on, I did that last year where I unsubscribed from a lot of kind of sales kind of emails or email lists or distribution lists, so that I'm not constantly attracted to, you know, the latest pair of pants or the latest pair of shirts. So, but having said that, for 2020, it's not to say I won't buy nice clothing items. I do feel I have a lot of clothes already, and one of my challenges this year is to actually clean out more items from my closet, because like my makeup, there was a lot of stuff that I hadn't worn or used in the last 2 years, and by revisiting your closet and cleaning out your closet, you realize there's a lot of stuff that, you know, you may be looking to purchase that is already in your closet, or there could be forgotten items that you could take out and wear them again and treat them as a new item, what Kat talked about, to shop from your own closet. So I'm going to try to do more of that this year, because I definitely really want to do a more thorough cleansing on my closet. It gets more difficult because over the years I bought more expensive items, so sometimes I feel like I don't want to give them away, or if I want to sell them on Vestiaire, then it takes more time to do that, whereas if it was more fast fashion, I might not think twice and then I would just donate it. So this is a challenge. This is a challenge for me, but I do hope that I can do maybe at least further culling on my closet. I did that once when my niece came to visit to me. I gave her a bunch of clothes, but I still have the other half of the closet that I haven't cleared out, and it could be a way to help me to stop shopping for more clothes, especially for things like t-shirts. I live in t-shirts on weekends and I don't need any more t-shirts, and also to revisit and love some of the clothes that, you know, haven't been getting a lot of love because they're at the bottom of a pile or something like that. Having said that, I will allow myself to buy maybe a maximum of 12 items this year. I've seen bloggers talk about buying X number of items per year, and then out of the 12 clothing items, I would limit it to 4 kind of like luxury clothing. So I don't have anything in particular on my wish list right now. So 12 is a max, but 4 from luxury, and hopefully I won't really need to buy any more of those clothing items unless they're items to replace items that are either broken, or if I've gained weight and I can't get into some of the clothes that I've already previously purchased. So those are kind of my kind of closet, clothing, jewelry, handbag kind of resolutions for 2020. Now, some of my personal resolutions that I would like to work on for 2020, the first is health. So in terms of health, I would like to go to the gym twice a week. I know some of you are probably very fit and very passionate on this, and you can go every day. For me, going to the gym is a challenge because, first of all, it's difficult to go in mornings because I'm in such a rush to get to work. Lunchtimes are sometimes out because sometimes I'll have meetings during lunch. I meet with clients or colleagues or friends during lunch a lot of the time, and so it's very difficult for me to go to the gym at lunch. After work, sometimes I need to come home and make dinner, or I sometimes work very long hours. Being in Asia, people tend to work very long hours. Sometimes I don't get off work until 7 or 8, so sometimes going to the gym is a real challenge. But what I'm going to try to do is try to slip in more time for the gym, hopefully during lunch. So I'll have to balance that out with some of the lunches that are a part of my job. So that will be a challenge, but we'll see how that goes. So in terms of health, I'd like to go to the gym twice a week. And another thing that I've been doing for the longest time is to kind of cut sugar out of my diet. So I generally don't eat dessert or touch things with sugar, but I'll kind of allow myself maybe 1 sweet item per month just to give myself a treat. So that's on the health front. And in terms of my kind of mental health, what I've been doing in the past 3 months is to spend 10 minutes every morning with my cup of coffee to do meditation and prayer. For me, that has done wonders. It does make me more calm. I feel more focused throughout the day, and so I highly recommend this to anyone, you know, who is looking for something to be, you know, more focused or calm throughout the day. So usually whatever that can be, whether it's meditation or reading something positive or reading positive quotes, or even just listing out what you're happy and feeling blessed about, just for 10 minutes, just to be thankful for what you have and to list all the positive things in your life. I find that that has made a huge difference to my mood and my focus on my daily work. So I'd like to continue that for the following year. Basically, you just need to find the same place, same time every day as much as you can, and trust me, I think it will make a difference to your life if this is something you would like to consider to try doing. So that is on health and mental and physical. Another thing that I'd like to carry over from last year is to read 12 books a year. So this is something that I carried over from last year, whereby I want to read more. And this has also been a struggle because I find that I'm spending too much time going through Instagram and YouTube and not feeding my brain on information that is, different from what I'm seeing on social media. I do feel calm when I read, and I feel that I can take my mind off of other things and also gain knowledge on other things that can either help to improve myself or also as a form of entertaining myself. So I do have a Kindle, and I do try to read that either during lunch or before bed. So I think I'm going to make a more conscious effort to try to read maybe 30 minutes before bed or something like that, and hopefully that will kind of improve my progress in reading. Last year I think I did 6 or 7 books, so this year I'm going to try to do again 12 books, meaning 1 per month. So whether that's audio or through my Kindle, I'm hoping that I can achieve that. So yeah, this was a very chatty video, so I hope that this gives you some ideas also for your own 2020 resolutions. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, have a fantastic day, and we'll speak to you again sometime soon. Bye now.